James Arthur M. and Renee Culver.
Well, good morning. Good morning, team. It's and Jam too. And Jam as well. Happy Friday to us all. How we feeling, my puppy? How we
Morning.
doing? Good
You keep
morning.
doing you, Renee. I'll be right back.
All right. Okay, here we go. Here we go. Just a minute, team. Let's get you the right mic. Now listen, it wouldn't be Friday without some tech glitches. You gotta have some tech glitches. How is everybody feeling? How are we doing? What is happening? My sweet get on uppers. Let's see who we got. Let's go live. Good morning to Belinda. Good morning, London. Good morning, Kate. Good morning, Christmas. Is your name Christmas? Good morning, Connie. And good morning, Doug. How we doing? Now, Doug in Ohio. Very, very excited to hear how the weather is in Ohio today. I know that previously it was a little bit chilly, and I was bragging about how warm it was in LA, and it was insensitive. And I'm sorry to do such a thing to you, but I hope that today we're each experiencing gorgeous, warm springtime weather. I am so excited to gab with you guys. So here's what has been going on. I think you saw, you're like, this show is supposed to start at 7. It is 7:05. I'm wondering if you guys, are you tech savvy? Get on uppers. Are you good with tech? Because I stand before you is a kind but very, very unskilled middle-aged woman. So I had to do some sort of new set on my laptop. And I tell you what, all the settings that were previously there, not there anymore. And once you do that, it won't let you into anything. But I'm thrilled to be here now. So we've got quite a show for you. Jam, of course, will be here in just a minute. But I want to tell you what all you've gotten yourself into. Beginning first and foremost with, what is this? What is this show? What, who, how, why am I here? I would love to tell you. This is Get On Up on Backchannel. And it is here where you can interact with your hosts. You are either watching us on YouTube or on your Alexa device. Gotta be quiet so she doesn't chime in. And with that, you can now interact with us. So what you will do is you will say to your device, say, Renee, you're running a little bit late this morning. You're running a little bit late. And I will say, you're right. You are right. When you're right, you're right. It's Friday, show up when you want to. And then I will be able to see it here on the chat. So we could even start with something nice and easy like say, good morning. There we go. And Rainy, so happy to see you. Jam, good morning.
Hi, morning.
Up?
I'm doing fine, actually.
Oh, no.
I'm not
Let's
having.
see. How come I can't hear you? I wonder if, okay, just a minute. Let's see. I'm sure that's on me. Let's take a quick peek.
Yeah,
Let's take
no
a
idea.
quick peek.
All right.
And see. Okay. All right. Let's try that. See if maybe that works.
All right. How about anything now?
You're there. Now you're there.
Yep.
Puppy.
Yep.
Oh, she's so frustrated. I get you. Should we air it all out? Tell me all the things that we're frustrated about.
I'm fine. I've done my job and I've done everything on my end perfectly. So let's do the show. How are you doing today, Renee? But it looks like I'm messing up, but I wasn't. I'm not.
Yeah, absolutely not. No. And the Get On Uppers know. Everybody just heard me say it was my fault that we had a little bit of a tech glitch. Everybody knows. No. Everybody knows. And anybody who's watched this show will be very quick to be like, well, of the two, whose fault do you suppose that was? Whose fault do you suppose?
No, it had nothing to do with this. We had an issue with my other show. I have multiple shows, so that's maybe part of the issue. Too many shows.
I get you.
So there was an issue with the show, Minority Corner, and I had to sort it out because I am the HBIC, but it's all been sorted out. So
yes,
let's have our Friday.
Well, did you know that I have worked 8,000? Well, of course you knew that I've worked 8,000 jobs. And among them,
you're still working 8,000 jobs.
Well, sure. But one of the places I worked was and it certainly wasn't called retail. It had to be called something fancy at Lululemon, the fancy like yoga store, which is pretentious and bad, and I think is steeped in problematic tendencies. But what they would do before every meeting is they would call clearing. It's time to clear. So everybody would go around the room and they would say what they were currently going through. So because it's Lululemon in Bel Air, it would be like, my Mercedes got a ding. My boyfriend isn't going to jet me to Barbados this weekend. But it was real for them. And what was interesting is that though those were all not actual problems, it did allow you to focus once the meeting got started. So when you come in, sometimes it helps to be like, hey, here is actually what's happening. So I'm sorry that I just forced that into this show of just like, tell me about your morning, what's been happening. I'm sorry that you were surrounded by idiots, but I
That
appreciate that you're
no,
still here.
it's fine. Everyone's doing their best. Everyone's doing their best. So very excited. I mean, there's such a great bunch here. Where's our birthday girl though, Stacy? Maybe she'll. Let's do this. Let's do happy birthday to
Yes.
Stacy. Maybe she'll watch the recording. So everybody, all the get on uppers, why don't you type? We're all gonna say happy birthday to Stacy on the count of 3. You can type it. You can say it. Here we go.
The very
1,
nicest.
2, 3. Happy birthday, Stacy!
That is very
Long time get
sweet.
on up, or we've got to do it. Got to do it. I get
Very
it.
sweet.
I won't. Look at that. We got a happy birthday from Aaron. I love our get on up crew. I get it, Stacy. I will not be here on my birthday either. So absolutely understand it. Absolutely. I love you all. I'll see you on the 24th.
I love it. I love it. And Doug has chimed in earlier. I was asking Doug how the weather is in Ohio, and he was chimed in. His mom was also having to reset devices. I think it might be a reset device day. And then even once you do reset it, the device is like, nah.
Weird, because Mercury's not in retrograde, so it might just be us.
No
It might be us, people.
Oh, of course.
Sometimes we can't blame things on. There's some during retrograde. You can blame everything on the cosmos.
100%.
I have to draw the line in the sand because otherwise we're just always blaming. Oh, no,
you certainly must.
Our own ownership.
You know what? So I think let's make this a teaching opportunity. Something that could be useful is that I knew that I would have to reset stuff, but I didn't think to text our producer and say, hey, can you send me the links early so that I can reset up? And I also didn't get in here early this morning to try to fix it. So this is how I could have done better.
But you also, Renee, feel like you're perfect in every way. No notes as usual. I think I'm like I am incapable of giving Renee, and I'm like probably the worst. If I was your real boss, I would give you such ruinous empathy, and then you'd get fired, and you'd be like, "But I didn't know what I did wrong. You told me I was perfect every day." And it was like, yeah, but you never put out any of those fires with the fire department, and you just sat around and you watched
being real sweet. You know, my therapist brought this up to me that it's a technique that I think people with very, very strict parents do, is that you say all the things you did wrong before they can. And then that will dilute the punishment a little bit. It'll dilute the punishment a little bit. Well, I don't know if it's smart or not, because then you don't get to hear what actually is the problem, because the person who's receiving, they're like, here's all the things I did wrong. They're like, well, I don't want to add to the pile. Please add to the pile.
And look at this. Aaron's giving some feedback too, which we would define as obnoxious aggression with his comment, wow, it's a radical channel. It's a radical candor channel now, huh? Yes, we're talking radical candor first thing in the morning. That's what we call, because there's ruinous empathy where it's just like, oh no, everything you're doing is fine. You're great and love it. And then meanwhile, not doing your job. And then there's obnoxious aggression, which is like, you're terrible. You're doing a terrible job. And then there's one that's like sort of passive aggressive, where you just would say it publicly in front of people.
Sure. I do beg of you to watch our Flag Means Death. Get on Uppers. Are you watching it yet on HBO Max? There's a whole episode about it.
Renee? Are you a writer on this show?
I just really love it. I just really, really love it. I like, because what they're doing is they're giving really good messaging through a medium that I haven't seen been done before, and I really like it, including but not limited to how hurtful passive aggression is. In fact, I'll just tell you about it. So there's pirates, and they they pillage and do all the mean piratey things that they do, and then an aristocrat gets on board, and one of the pirates wants to become an aristocrat, and so he explains to him, he's like, okay, well, you guys have this pillaging, but we do something called passive aggression. And he explains to the pirate what passive aggression is, and the pirate goes, that is diabolical. It's so mean. Man. It's so mean.
Get on Uppers. Who I know I have absolutely passive aggressive tendencies. I'm not gonna lie. I absolutely do. Oh, you know what is so freaking me out right now? Get on Uppers. Let me know if this is also happening for you. It looks like Renee last night, not only did she reset her computer, but she
Yeah.
like switched her room. I think because usually your video is mirrored or not
Oh,
mirrored. It's totally
okay.
fine. It
Well,
makes no
let's go
difference.
look at that
It does
though.
just
Hold
it
on.
does no, Renee, I shouldn't have mentioned
Settings
anything. Please don't.
video.
But get on
Hold
first.
on.
It's
Oh,
driving.
yep.
It's
Hold
so
on. Is
interesting.
that better?
Okay.
Is that better?
Actually, in some ways, the world is more right. I'm like, did Renee reorganize her furniture? She
I
was
get
like
you. I get you.
switching the
Yep.
rooms.
No, I really am sitting with this now. Is I should have reached out and been like,
No.
hey, they didn't do anything wrong. I need to get a new program, but the new what okay, so if it's like
No, I like
Big
they made me
Sur,
do this. I like that
they
better.
didn't make me do it either. But I had to like my operating system needed to be downgraded for a program to work. And then when you
Mm,
do a new operating system, everything gets
mm, mm.
bungled. But I was like, well, I can't restream until 1 minute before we go in. It's dumb. I bet we could have. I bet we could. I bet had I sent an email and said I need to get in early, it would have worked. Point is, thank you for your grace. Thank you for your patience. Everyone who was here, my sweet, sweet get on uppers. Aaron, can we swing back around to that? What does radical candor mean?
Oh, I know.
That was
I can. Okay,
oh
so
yeah.
Rattle Candor is a book. Oh my gosh, Rattle Candor is a book, and I think it's one of
Tell
those
me.
words that people misunderstand a lot. Aaron, have
Okay.
you read the book Radical Candor? So we're really big at Radical Candor on at my company, and so
Right.
essentially, like Radical Candor is giving feedback. That has it's very good book for yes, absolutely. I think just in general human beings have to
Yeah.
interact with other human beings should absolutely read it. I love that it's required reading at your company. Snap,
Love
snap,
it.
snaps. It's an option at my company.
Okay.
Essentially, it's giving feedback in a way that is look at Renee taking note.
I'm grabbing the I am. I'm grabbing the Audible book right now.
It's feedback that is both caring, but also like direct and to the point as well.
Sure. Okay.
As Aaron points out, such great things. It's also it should be required reading for all managers. And I think too, in general, like even I think us as like everybody has to give feedback to people at some point. Like we all have to
Sure.
give feedback, you know.
Yep.
And essentially like what it's saying is that like you start off with like you essentially it's you or state the fact of what happened, how
Okay.
it made you feel, and what you would like to have happen next, right? So you say it like, okay,
Yeah.
you know that project, like it was a little bit late.
Right.
What happened is it made, or even the consequence of it happened. So you could either say
Right.
like, the project was late, and what it did is it actually made me have to work a little bit later, in the
Right.
night, a little bit disrespectful. In the future, could you make sure to get it in on time, or how can I help support you to make sure that we get it in a day earlier, so that
Perfect
way
communication.
so just very quick as opposed to like
Yeah.
beating around the bush, or even like directly like, Renee, that was terrible, you
Right.
messed it up, and I'm
Right.
upset and angry.
Or not
So
saying it all and waiting until you get to that point. So
yes,
you
and
just
it
say,
should be
"Oh, here's
like
what happened."
immediate. It should be like
Right.
as quick. Like you don't want to wait too long, but you also
Right.
don't want to do it publicly. It should be privately. And then there's
Yeah.
even different steps you can do ahead of time. Like you can message Renee, do you have a moment? I would like to give some feedback on the presentation that you did today. And then it
Amazing.
gives you the opportunity to, for one, know to say, you also be like, no, I don't want to give you, I don't know. No, thank you.
No, no, no.
Click, 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 click. But it also gives you an idea to know like what this meeting might be. Right, Aaron? Am I on the right boat?
That's all right.
So that's
Aaron and
but
Terrence, my 2 managers.
a
Yeah.
lot of people mistake radical candor for just brutal honesty, where it's like,
Right.
well, I'm being radically candid,
Yeah.
and they're
You're like,
just
"Well,
being a
no,
jerk.
you're
And
not.
they're just being a
You didn't
jerk.
say how it made you feel and how it actually made you feel is this." You know what is so int I not through that practice, but
And
I have one
sometimes too, sorry, one last thing. It doesn't always help
please.
to like sometimes, like, especially with me, I need you to start with kindness of like,
Yeah.
wow, James, I know that you really put a lot of
Right.
heart and soul into that project,
Right.
but it was late, right? And then
Mhm.
you can go into that, you know.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah. No, God, I would think everybody. I feel like that's the key then. Well, maybe not. I've tried that with a few people and they're just like, "I didn't trust it." Just like, that's fair. But I do have this isn't part of the radical candor, but it is sort of just like a field experiment of it. I have one friend, her name is Hannah, and she'd be proud to be mentioned right now. And she tells it like it is across the board, across all in a way that you're just like, my God, Hannah. But then what it does is it allows you to give feedback to her. And well, I'm like, it's I have the most honest relationship with Hannah, aside from you, my sweet, sweet husband, who I love and adore platonically, is the most like honest, authentic relationship I have because I know she's being honest with me. And so I am just like, well, it initially started like back to you, but now it's sort of settled and just like, no, we just tell people what's going on. It's great. So I think there's also benefit in radical candor, and that it sets a tone for like, I'm gonna tell you how I feel and I need you to tell me how you feel. And now we're both saying, what's up?
There it is.
I didn't
love it.
know that until I lived it. But now I know it.
Well, I'm so excited for you to secretly listen to this book and not tell us that you've done it. It'll come up later, as we learned that Renee for weeks was saying hasn't read Atlas of the Heart,
Right.
and then on like Wednesday, it was like, oh yeah, I did that over the weekend.
That's
Next
the whole time.
subject,
Yeah.
please.
You
all right,
are
Renee? Yes, I'm I'm so sweet.
You are so good at your discipline, and like I can take things in a normal amount of time. I have the most. I think it's. I call it OCD, but it's definitely addictive personality. That if I get a hold of anything, then it's like just I'll gobble it up. So I gobbled it up last weekend, and I think I was embarrassed that I gobbled it up, so I kept it under my hat until it had to come out.
I don't think a self-improvement book, Atlas of the Heart, that is changing lives is anything to be embarrassed about. All right, let's get into what's
16 hours of a book. Okay, yes.
That's great. And now you're like, you fix yourself or something. I don't know. You fixed.
Yes.
So cool. So today's show, we're gonna in a moment we're gonna get into what is everybody doing for the weekend. We've got a celebrity birthday quiz led by Renee Colfert herself, the sovereign of quizzes here, we are dubbing her. We got our Women's History Month moment. We're going to look at some news from the week that you might have missed, and definitely want to make sure we give plenty of time to our Fact Friday. It's Saved by the Bell edition.
Oh, I cannot wait. Oh, I cannot wait. Now, if it is, well, I want to be careful with this. What I was about to say, if it's the new one, I should be pretty good at this, but we've all seen what happens when I say I should be pretty good. Sometimes I'll be very bad.
Great. And then we've got Renee's highlights from the week, and then Forget About It Friday. What are we gonna forget about this week? I didn't have one before, but I got one now.
You sure do.
I was like, everything's fine. This week is fine. And then I'm like, oh, today. I'm like, well, yeah, no, gotta leave that behind, James. Not serving you. All right, Renee, let's roll through this so quick. Get on uppers. What are you up to this weekend? We already know, Aaron, no need to chime on in. You're gonna be playing Elden Rings. You're gonna get those rings. We got you. But Doug, but surprise us, Aaron. Maybe you're like,
please.
I'm gonna go pumpkin carving.
Maybe. March. You never know. Exactly. Aaron seems like an innovator to me. He's like, everybody else does in October. Not me. I do a March jack-o'-lantern. Thank you so much. And it's March.
Oh, look at Aaron coming in. I'll be doing some video editing. Actually, I love that. Actually,
thank you.
Setting the record straight.
Just so we're clear. Well, and to be fair, we did come in with Aaron. We know what you're doing, so I think it actually was deserved. And it actually was deserved.
That's fair. Look at Renee being so good at like moderating the Get On Up crew. I am fiery today, and look at me, I'm coming in hard.
Understandably so. You have.
I'll be doing some video editing. Actually, I love it when someone puts "actually" at the end, or even before. Actually, that lets you know. Not gonna save it for the end. It's not gonna be a surprise in how I'm feeling. You will know.
Real tricky.
And it was. And wait a minute. 5, 6, 7, 8. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to Stacy. Happy birthday tomorrow to you. The birthday Majesty has joined. Happy birthday, Stacy. How are we feeling? It's your birthday. It's your birthday. Here you are. We actually, Stacey, I don't know if you can see the previous chats, but Aaron and Doug already just your happy birthday. It's there on the recording.
It's a big deal, Stacey. Happy birthday, Eve. We're so excited you're here. We're so excited to celebrate you.
It is happy birthday, Eve. It was like Renee. I think it's tomorrow. Look at Renee with the memory. Look at that. Okay. Well, Stacey, what are your plans for the weekend? Aaron will be doing some video editing actually. And I'm going to I have only one thing on the books tonight. I'm going to a drag show at Club Oasis called Reparations. It's a black drag show.
Fun.
If you are black, you get in with a discount. So
Hey.
finally, it's my turn because I don't get those lady night discounts. Although one time when I was in Russia, I did get into a gay club for free, but that's because it's illegal to be gay in Russia. And so they were like, do you know what this is? We're like, yeah. And they're like, okay, gentlemen, you get in for free. Ladies, $40.
Hey, great.
Finally.
Yeah. I mean, I hate everything else about Russia, but I'll take that discount. I'll take it.
Yep, yeah, that's fair. That's fair. All right, and Stacey, you're gonna hang out with your dad. Let the birthday weekend festivities begin.
Yes.
Begin.
I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Over here, it's a cute word, but maybe it shouldn't be taken so lightly. My friend Amanda and I call mild depression that sweet, sweet D. I had sweet D all last weekend, which is, but funny to make depression. That's fair. That slight mouth is fair. So last week was hard. I had a really hard weekend last weekend. So this weekend I have planned ahead. And Tugboat's going to camp. I'm gonna have lunch with my friend Allegra, and then I'm just gonna sit and stare at the ocean all of Saturday. And Sunday I'm gonna work. Right? I'm gonna let those waves take care of everything.
I am excited for that, Renee. You did commit, and you know what? I love it. You are such an what is it? You're an obliger because you said you made a commitment to us. You said next weekend I'm gonna go do something. You put it out there, and then you're staying to your words. So we love it. Get those waves. Get those waves, girl. Don't get taken away by those waves. Don't get taken away by that kind of D.
Just keep walking.
Don't be that deep in the don't be that deep in the D. You have a job on Monday. I'll expect to see you here Monday at 7 a.m. So
thank you. And
you're
I will
obliged. You're obliged.
Also,
can we just say, I don't know, Renee, can I give you some compliment feedback?
Sure. It's real nice. Yeah.
Renee, your hair is looking so cute and slamming. I mean, I just love it. You look great. Did you get a haircut?
Well, I do. When you have frizzy hair, you get a Brazilian blowout every 3 months. So it'll look great for 2 days, and then it'll never look like this again. But it takes a little bit of the frizz out. So I got a Brazilian blowout last night, and this is happening to you.
And look at me noticing the next day. I'm like, can we play the tape when I got a haircut? And Renee said nothing all episode.
Nothing.
Play the tape?
Not a thing. Good. I'm so sorry. You're just, fine. You know what's my brain, you're so handsome that I'm telling you though, I think that it does do a disservice because you're just like, oh, he's hot again. All right.
Renee, so you are such a good wife. You're such a good wife. You tell me exactly what I need to hear. All right, let's see. And then look at that. Stacey's giving you snaps. Look at you, Renee, sticking to your words. Love it.
So
and Stacey said, "Jam, that's gonna change. Is that my good looks are gonna change?" Stacey, you're right. You're right. I can't hold on to this forever.
No.
Who do I think I am? Morgan Freeman? No. All right. It's time for a celebrity birthday quiz. So this is gonna be fun because Stacey, we even got some that are gonna be happening for this weekend, so you can know who your birthday twins are.
I could not love this more. Here she goes. She's opening the book. All right. Okay. So obviously our first celebrity is Stacey. Stacey's the first one. Of course. But then right after that, it's very exciting. Terrence Howard's 53rd birthday. Happy birthday to Terrence Howard. We love him. We know him. Bryce Dallas Howard. Happy birthday. Is that the one that you always get confused with?
Yeah, that's it. Always get hit. I got Bryce Dallas Howard and Terrence Howard. I said her name right. You know why? So I was looking at a picture of him.
Yes.
If you were to put up a picture of Bryce Terrence Howard, I would. I just say Terrence Howard. I get so tongue tied. I get their names. get them confused in my brain.
Remind me again of the title. This isn't part of the question, but the title where I fell in love with him. Was it Hustle and Flow? Is that where I fell in love with him?
Probably. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah. He
He's
was also
so
on
talented.
Empire. He was also on Empire. Welcome to Caitlin. We are playing Celebrity Birthday Quiz, where Renee, our quiz sovereign, is going to be quizzing us on it takes all of my brain power to not say quiz mistress. Because I don't want you to be the mistress of quizzes.
Okay. Well,
You're better than that.
Sounds like me. Sovereign?
Okay. Anyways, Caitlin, everybody, Renee's gonna quiz us on these celebrities, and we're gonna guess them what the answers
sure
are. Okay,
so
Renee.
Terrence Howard, it is his 53rd birthday. Now,
Dang, Terrence
we
Howard.
have been so set up for success with this question. So set up for success. Was on this famous Marvel movie as a colonel.
Okay, everybody. What is this?
Was
Ooh, so hard. Look, I'm getting
fair. That's fair. That's fair.
Look at that, Aaron coming in hot. It is, and we just watched this week because we're doing our Marvel movie rewatch. So we just saw him, and this will be the last time that we see him because he will be quickly replaced by Don Cheadle. But he was in Iron Man 1 playing Rhodey, who eventually becomes War Machine. But Terrence Howard would not. He looked at it and he said, "Maybe next time." There won't be a next time for you, Dallas Bryce Howard, Terrence.
Which is sad because I love him. I think he's so great, but also Don Cheadle's amazing. So we can work all this. Point is, happy birthday to you, Terrence Howard, 53 today. Up next, it is Lisa Loeb's birthday. Happy 54th birthday to Lisa Loeb. We love her. We love her. I feel like we can all get this one right. Had this famous single from the movie Reality Bites. What was her single that we all know from the movie Reality Bites? Take a sip.
Yeah, no, it's so interesting. Literally, when you put up her picture, Aaron has a great history of having his mic shut off at karaoke to this song. Help a brother out then, because I'm gonna put down my black card and saying this white lady, I've heard her song once or twice before. Hello, Apple. Welcome. Can you please tell me this woman, Lisa Loeb, what was the name of her song?
What was the name of her song?
Not dialed into that this morning. I've been listening to SZA and Doja Cat and Tupac. That's where my brain has been.
As you should.
I am getting her confused with Natalie Imbruglia right now. Torn.
Also fair.
Oh God. Yeah. All right, everybody. What was the name of? No one's gonna help us out today. Everyone's like, we don't know this woman.
That's fine. Nor should you. It was
I don't remember.
Stay. Stay is the name. No,
hum a few bars. I actually don't think I know this.
I'm here when I want to. I don't listen hard.
Yeah. Okay. Did you also end up? Oh, Aaron coming in hot. It was Stay. Okay, great. Thanks, Aaron. Aaron got it. Aaron got it.
Follow up details of your mic getting pulled out. I hate it, and now I'm gonna go sue the company. But I would like to hear the rendition you did that made them shut off the mic. At some point, we can offline about that.
But also wonder, Renee, is this also a song that you were singing on an airplane at one point and were told to shh? Did that ever happen?
It's phenomenal. Your memory is phenomenal.
You just said it yesterday.
Well, sure,
it's one of those things that I'm gonna log in. It's one of those Renee things. I'm like, oop, tuck that in and remember forever.
Yes. For Get On Uppers who weren't here yesterday when I was a child, I am old. You can see it. They used to issue headphones on the plane, and you would listen to radio stations. And Whitney Houston was playing "I Want to Dance with Somebody," and so I was singing along as loud as I could. And initially, the plane thought, "Oh, there's no way that she knows all the words," but she did, and so I eventually was shushed.
We love it. Have you? I'm question for Get On Uppers for you. Have you ever done something regrettable on an airplane? Slightly embarrassing. I maybe have. Maybe we'll save that for later.
Okay. I would love to hear it.
I'm not. I don't know that I'm proud of it. The thing that ended up happening, but yeah.
Yeah. Planes. Honestly, don't you think it's a wonder that there isn't some sort of epic something that happens on a plane every time? We've put that many strangers in a tube for hours. And just nothing's gonna happen. It's pretty impressive, I think.
Oh, Stacy, you're not able to ride airplanes because with epilepsy and seizures. Listen, you're not missing out on anything. You're
No.
just going on a doom tube in the sky, and you're lucky for you. You don't have to worry. Like, is this it for 6 hours? Maybe you're going overseas, so there's over the water, and you're like, this is how you're going to Hawaii, or maybe you're going to Hawaii, and it's just like nothing but ocean. It's a blessing. It's a blessing, Stacy, not a curse. You're missing out on nothing. Not great food. Children like Renee singing "I Want to Dance with Somebody" at the top of their lungs. You're missing out on nothing.
I know.
Nothing.
I know. When you are right, you are completely right. Okay, we've got 2 more for today. But then, Stacy, because it's your birthday tomorrow, we're going to do an extended version of this segment, and we're going to celebrate the birthdays that are happening on Stacy Day, not March 12th.
Yes. Yep.
So it is also Joel and Benji Madden's 42nd birthday. Happy birthday to Joel and Benji Madden. 2 strangers who happen to look alike and born on the same day with the same last name.
Oh, what are you looking? Do you want to know how we know these 2 dudes?
No. Yeah. Are you ready?
Oh, they're in the band Good Charlotte. Was that the thing?
Oh, so sorry. No, that was me. Here's what happened: is you did just say the answer because I messed up, and I was making a little joke about how they know each other, and it was bad joke, and so now we've missed the question. But yes, they were part of Good Charlotte. Correct. Okay, great. Perfect.
I also don't love that I know that. I need to like scrub my mind. Why did I lodge into my brain that these 2 are members of Good Charlotte? And one of them was married to, I think, Nicole Richie for a period of time. And hello to Audra, who's just shopping in to say hi. Can't stay long.
Good morning.
Look at this. Did you see what Aaron just said to me? He's picking on me, Renee. Always take Aaron's side. Aaron said, I was like, I don't love that I remembered. Like, that's taking a valuable brain space in my head that I saw them. You said Benji and the other guy. I'm like, oh yeah, Good Charlotte. Why do I know that? I'm gonna go throw up for a moment.
Okay, we'll go. We'll execrate that. We'll put something else in. It'll be great. Maybe
can't remember the quadratic formula, but I remember that these 2 are in Good Charlotte. Don't know where I put my keys. Can't find my keys. So I can't leave the house. No. But these 2 were in Good Charlotte.
In Good Charlotte.
When's my dad's birthday? I don't know. But these 2 are in Good Charlotte.
And that you can rely on that. You can rely. Your brain has prioritized.
Hang my hat up on that.
So happy birthday to these 2 that James is mad at. 42nd birthday. Up next, it is Bobby McFerrin's 71st birthday. Bobby McFerrin, 71st birthday. Here comes your question. He wrote the first a cappella song to reach #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 about not being sad.
Yeah.
And bonus questions if you can tell me what movie soundtrack it's from. Where it was featured.
All right, get on uppers. I'm gonna wait for you. What the hell? I when you said first a cappella song, I already do. The song is "Don't Worry, Go Shopping."
I love it. Yes, it's exactly that. Or be happy. But we were going to accept both answers.
Yay. Don't worry, be happy. And I have no idea what the movie is from Audra. Is it, well, Stand By Me is Stand By Me. I don't know. Were they walking on railroad tracks? Were they snapping?
They were not, but they were bartenders in the 80s. I don't know if that helps at all.
I'm a little baby.
I don't know. You are. You're just a little kiddo. From the movie.
I was barely there for the 80s. Barely. Tell me what happened. What did I miss?
No, you're so young. I would love to tell you that it was from the movie Cocktail is where I got featured. That soundtrack is fantastic. It's great.
That's with Tom Cruise. That's with Tom Cruise. Yeah, I never saw that one.
Nor should you. know. And Audra, I know you're only here for just a quick bit. So a quick Broadway moment. Have you watched the behind the scenes footage of Gypsy with Jane Lynch and Beanie, who you're loving from Impeachment? It's great.
Or Audra?
Both of you. Just because Audra popped in real quick and needed a Broadway moment, so I wanted to bond on the fact that this Gypsy revival looks fun. Looks like they're doing a good job with it.
Beanie, who you have informed us is Jonah Hill's sister. And so now
Yeah.
when I see her talk, all I see is Jonah Hill.
Jonah Hill. Well, I'm sorry about that. Didn't mean to ruin it.
She's doing one heck of a job in that show, though. One heck of a
is.
job. It's more Monica and Linda that I need. We're finally at episode 8. Hillary's coming onto the scene. I feel like I need to rewatch that Hillary Clinton documentary after all this because I didn't get enough. Not get enough Hillary.
So good.
Said no one ever, but I'm saying it.
Yeah, that's good. Good. Okay, are you ready to celebrate Stacy Day? So those are all the birthdays that are happening today. But birthdays happening tomorrow, aka Stacy Day, include but are not limited to Jamie Alexander's turning 38.
Ooh, we're gonna see her very soon in about 2 weeks.
3 weeks. Well, I think you just gave yourself the own answer. Played Sif in this 2011 Marvel movie about the God of Thunder.
Wow. All right. Let's. Is this
You know
fill
what I
in the
think
blank?
is happening is sweet Sarah is just like, well, I didn't know who was guessing and who was reading the questions, and so there's a distinct difference between questions, and I appreciate it. What movie was she in? Which Marvel movie about the God
Because you know
of
what
Thunder?
happens usually when I'm the quiz sovereign, I go and I'm like, this is too easy. And I make up a different one, or I Google and I'm like, oh, what an interesting fact. I bet no one knows this.
That's more than fair. Get on uppers. Do you want to take a stab at this?
Because I already know when I
Marvel
saw her
movie?
picture, I thought, oh wow, can't wait to see her. And because we have already done, we did Captain America,
Yeah.
Captain Marvel, Peggy Carter.
Yeah.
We're on Iron Man. Then we're gonna do Iron Man 2. Then we're gonna do the Incredible Hulk, and then we're gonna see her in Thor. Whoop! There it is. Directed by Kenneth Branagh. He directed.
You know what I'm most impressed about is that his memory. You did not look that up. You can list all 28 Marvel movies in a row without a cue card. Am I confirming this correctly?
Maybe.
Impressive.
Yeah.
That's very impressive. All
Probably.
right. That's my hope. That's my dream. That's how I hope to.
You're gonna be there. You're right there. I'm gonna train you.
I already forgot when Peggy Carter was. I thought it was after Captain America.
It is. You did it right. It is after Captain America. Yeah.
Okay.
You good. Hello to Shadow. Well, happy birthday, Lady Sif. Almost gave a spoiler, but I'm not going to because we're not there yet.
Keep it there. Okay. Another birthday on Stacy Day is James Taylor. Happy 74th birthday to James Taylor.
The secret of life is enjoying the passage of time. My favorite James Taylor song. If you just want to be at ease, put on some James Taylor.
Yeah. You know what song will bring me to my knees is that airplane song. That's all I'm going to give you. My brain, I do something where I continue to talk and I think like it'll come to me, but then it didn't. And all my brain just like can't do a complete stop.
It's like, we're done. We're done.
Okay.
Well, okay.
Get on up if you can figure out what James Taylor song I'm talking about airplane is not landing well.
It's called Fire and Rain.
Yep. Who came out? Is that you? Did you do that?
Yeah. Yeah, it was me.
Yeah, it's the one.
I just Googled James Taylor airplane song and it came up. Google knows you.
It's right there. So
Google knows how your brain works.
Story. His friends were trying to surprise him by flying his girlfriend out to see him at a concert and the plane crashed.
No.
I know.
Well,
I know.
Now I'm gonna go have my morning cry. Thank you.
Okay. Well, let's do a 180 on this as far as happy songs that he has written. What song is did he write, sing, perform that is about the reassurance of not being alone? What song of his?
What song of his? Gosh, I gotta tell you and I will tell you this. I pretty much listen to James Taylor's "The Secret of Life" almost every night. It's on my nighttime playlist because it's so soothing. I'm a James Taylor happy. The only song I know of his, again, off the top of my heart, that I could name is "The Secret of Life," and that's an obscure one. I would back in college when I would smoke too much pot and have anxiety. My friend would be like, let's just listen to Secret of Life. And the secret of life's enjoying the passage of time.
It's a great song. He also wrote a song called You've Got a Friend. You got a friend. Not to be confused with the Toy Story song You Got a Friend in Me. This one's
I'm getting confused because they just sound exactly the same.
I know.
Did they
but
rip
this one,
off of James Taylor? Who
probably.
is that? Is that Danny Elfman? Who's that guy that did that one? Any guesses? Get on uppers. Where are James Taylor fans at? I know y'all are rushing to the James Taylor concert. You got the t-shirt, you got the mug,
All the
you've got
things.
the Halloween costume.
Let us know.
Aaron said, did he do Carolina in mind?
Ooh, maybe. So forgive me. I gave away the first off. You Got a Friend in Me is Randy Newman.
Yeah, that's
So
that
maybe
guy.
Randy Newman ripped off James Taylor, and James Taylor.
Mhm.
The question was, what is the song about not being alone? And it is You Got a Friend. Not to be
Oh,
confused with You Got a Friend in Me.
well, look at that. Renee gave us the answer. Everybody, let's all together. Quiz Sovereign, you got a
Yes,
friend.
You Got a Friend. Perfect.
Wait, we did it. Perfect.
Love
All
it.
right.
Okay, can I do two more?
All right. I
Three more?
won't dilly dally. I
Okay.
no more jokes. I'll just
You know what? We'll just do
answers,
one. We can
please.
just do one.
Are they good ones? Is it
I
Chuck
think so.
Norris?
I think this
Okay,
last
let's
one's
do it.
fun.
Let's do it.
Okay, it's not
Let's do
Chuck Norris. Okay. It is Liza Minnelli's 76th birthday. I know.
Holy smoke, she's still alive?
Oh, buddy. Liza Minnelli's 76th birthday. Daughter of Judy Garland.
Yes.
Good, I think. Give it away. Had a guest spot on this 2000 TV show narrated by Ron Howard.
Oh, we know Aaron knows this answer. You can just
Yeah.
tell.
Which show is this?
So many great folks were on that show. Oh, what's her face? Did pass away. The mom passed away recently. Jessica
Yeah.
Walters. Yeah,
Yeah.
so talented. She was on one of the voice actors of Archer. She's great. Well, are we going for it, folks? For the sake of time, Arrested Development. Stacey, look at you. You save so you have a birthday with Liza Minnelli. Liza.
Oh, that's very cool. Liza. And Audra nailed it. Arrested Development. Nailed it, you guys. Great job.
One of my favorite SNL sketches. Please give yourself this gift on Liza Minnelli's birthday. Go and watch this. It is Kristen Wiig as Liza Minnelli, and Jonah Hill's in the sketch too. He's not the important part. But the sketch is Liza Minnelli tries to turn off a lamp, and it's just her trying to do dance moves to turn off the lamp. She's like, is it a clicker? Will this do it? How about this? She's like, will a Fosse net get it? She's like, is it a toe tapper? You tap once. Ta-dow. You tap twice. Ta-dow. Oh, where's the button? I just got to push the button. And I'll tell you, I watched that sketch so many times that then I went to a bar and was just doing impressions of Kristen Wiig doing Liza Minnelli all night. I was like, can I get a drink, bartender? Oh, how do I pick it up? Do I do my jazz hands? It was pretty. I inhaled the shrimp. Yes, Aaron knows it. Remember, it was in Jersey City. I choked on a shrimp.
I have to go watch it. This is hilarious. Kristen Wiig.
It's my favorite sketch.
Well, happy birthday to Stacey, most importantly, but also to Liza Minnelli. Liza with a Z.
Yeah. Liza with a Z. Pow! Sorry. All right. Well, happy birthday. I can watch this impression. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Audra. I can watch this. That's what I do. I can watch this impression of an impression. Yeah, absolutely.
It's it's a phenomenal talent to have.
Well, okay, yeah, just being ridiculous. So. Well, I can't wait for Liza Minnelli Day. We'll have to do a deep dive into Liza Minnelli, and I'll do it like her all the time.
Yes, please. Yes, please.
How do I push the buttons? Is it through a can finger? All right. I can't guarantee Liza Minnelli will not pop up over and over again. All right. Well, you guys did it. Okay. Oh, Stacey, you're gonna leave us to go to Bible study shortly, but we are so glad that you did come in and say hello because we weren't sure. We know you're busy. Busy birthday.
The very best day.
You got it.
Happy
but
birthday,
to be included in your birthday is quite. Love it. Love it so much.
A gift.
All right. So everybody, today for our Women's History Moment, we're gonna celebrate Deborah Sampson. Deborah Sampson. We're going back in time. Flashback Friday. Deborah Sampson. I'm also not sure if it's Deborah or Deborah. Deborah.
Okay.
You never know. No. But we'll go
All right.
Deborah. No, not Deborah. We'll
Take
go
it.
with Deborah.
I'll
Deborah
take it.
Sampson. So was born in 1760. This is
Okay,
There
yeah, we
was
are going
not
way back.
photo.
Okay.
I mean, that's why
All
there's
right.
an artist. This is why there is an artist
And an
rendering
artist
of her.
rendering. All right. I like it. I like it.
As close as we could get for a photo. And so she was one of 7 children of Jonathan Sampson Jr. and Deborah Bradford Sampson. I love this because back in the day, you would take your mother's name as well.
Yeah.
Both were descendants of the Pilgrims. And so the Sampsons struggled financially. And after Jonathan failed to return from a sea voyage, his wife, she was like, oh, well, my husband didn't come back. You know, these
Right.
kids. All right. They don't call me Deborah or Deborah Sampson for nothing. I'm going to figure this out. I'm Deborah Sampson. So she was off to the races. Also,
Yeah.
I mean, people getting on ships was the equivalent of people like getting on rockets, like back in the day. Of like, you know, like it was like, guess I'm gonna get on this ship and see what happens. Like, all right.
Right. Okay.
So 5 years later.
Yeah.
Okay, this was her dad. I'm so sorry. It's very confusing because she has the same name as her mother.
Makes sense. This makes sense. Okay. All right.
So this was her mom was like, oh, I got all these kids and my husband done died on that ship. All right. So 5 years later, at the age of 10, young Deborah was she was forced into indentured servitude. They were like, you got to get to work, little Miss Sampson. And then at 18, her indentured servitude was completed. So she's like, yay, I'm done. And so Sampson, she was self-educated. She worked as a teacher during the summer sessions in 1779 and 1780. And she was a weaver in the winter. We'd just like to highlight all of these dates and numbers or time periods I would not want to ever live in or go back to. This sounds terrible. Yeah. I also just want to point out, because I did have an ex like during the first time Black Lives Matter was happening. His sister did a big post about how like the Irish were slaves too. There's such a huge difference between indentured servitude and then like cattle slavery. Like she was able to get her freedom and like go on about her life. Both terrible, both not great. Human beings sure do love free labor wherever they can get it. Hey, you come work for me for free. Okay. Do it yourself. How about that?
Yeah.
But here I am, big proponent of can't wait for those robots to finally get some fingers and legs.
Exactly. Yes, please. Yes, please.
Welcome to Megan. We are talking about Deborah Sampson on Women's History Moment for today. Let's see. So in 1782, the Revolutionary War was going on, and Sampson was like, okay, well, you know what? I am down with this revolution. I'm not just gonna be sitting here on the sidelines. I'm a free woman. I'm no longer indentured servitude, as she would say. And she was like, I'm gonna be like Mulan and disguise myself, because she had read a book about Mulan. I don't know. But she was like, I'm gonna describe myself as a man. I'm gonna name myself Robert Shirtliff, and I'm gonna join the 4th Massachusetts Regiment. So imagining she put on a hat, put on a little mustache. Oh, similar to like someone I know whose Halloween costume disguised as Jason Sudeikis in Ted Lasso. All right. So at West Point, New York, she puts on that mustache, she puts on a hat, she joins up. They're like, oh, everybody, let's go. And so she was at West Point and was assigned to Captain George Webb's company of light infantry. So I love it. Her costume game and commitment is on point because she's at West Point. Like, this is pretty intense.
Right.
Oh, Audra has to leave as well and saying happy birthday to Stacey.
Audra,
have a great weekend,
you're
Audra.
the best. Have a best weekend, you guys.
Don't forget to finish up what happens. You'll need to Google to find out what happened to Deborah Sampson.
Yes, and they will. I know them. They will.
So Sampson and 2 sergeants led about 30 infantrymen on an expedition that ended with a confrontation with the British. She was like, this way, y'all, we're going to get them. And for some time, her true identity was not discovered. People were like, wow, that guy with very soft hands is very good at his job. And I love, like, he's got this heart, but he's also good. You know, he's got heart and compassion. I can talk to him, and he also just gets the job done. That's what they're thinking.
Yes.
And but here's the thing.
I'm listening.
Eventually it was discovered. Well, she received a gash on her forehead from a sword and was shot in her left thigh. And here's the thing. Deborah Sampson is no delicate flower, because she was like, ow, they stabbed me. Oh, I got shot in my thigh. Oh, breathe, Deborah, you can do this. And daddy lessons. Daddy said I could do this. Daddy said I could. This is for you, daddy. And so she took the bullet out by herself. She got that, and those were these little like pistol balls, right? She was like, digga.
That's gracious.
Deborah Sampson. So she never forgot who she was. And then so she did that, and they're like, dang, he is tough. But it was a shit.
Okay. Yeah.
But she ultimately was discovered a year and a half later into her service in Philadelphia. She got sick during an epidemic, and she was taken to the hospital, and she lost consciousness. It's so insane that that's what I mean. Listen, those viruses, they are no joke. You can be Deborah Sampson, swashbuckling, slashed in the face,
muscled
taking
through it.
bullets.
Yeah.
But then, you know, the virus comes in, it can take anybody out, even Deborah. So she then received an honorable discharge on October 23rd, 1783. Even though she'd done all this bad mamma jamma stuff, they're like, but she's a lady? Get out of here. But she had done all this stuff. Like, you didn't care before. It should have been like a watershed moment.
Yeah.
So then she was like, back to doing lady things. And so on April 7th, 1785, she married Benjamin Gannett. She's like, what else am I going to do? And then in 1802, she began a year-long lecture tour about her experiences as the first woman in America to do so, sometimes dressing in full military regalia. And 4 years after her death, she died at 66. Her husband petitioned Congress to pay as the spouse of a soldier. He's like, my wife died.
Yeah.
She was a soldier. Give me my money. I'm a spouse.
Yeah.
And so he petitioned. And then, although the couple was not married, but here's the thing, the couple was not married at the time of her service in 1837. The committee concluded that the history of the revolution furnished no other similar examples of female heroism, fidelity, and courage. He was awarded the money, though he died before receiving it. So, Congress. Even back in the 1700s or the 1800s, moving so slow just to get it done.
Even of course. Yeah.
That's Deborah Sampson. You ever heard about her?
I have not, but now I have. That's extraordinary. When you hear these stories of that, just that in and of itself, of digging out your own bullet. Like, there were so many elements to it, but that one notion is I think they're just like, hey, you want to talk about resilience? What would I do? I mean, I don't know. I just astounding.
Get on Uppers, had you all heard about Deborah Sampson? And question to the Get on Uppers. And can we put this photo back up of her, Sarah? Can we put up Deborah again? I want to play. Do you want to play a game? Fan casting. We're doing a movie of Deborah Sampson. She might even need a Netflix or HBO series.
Yeah.
I think that's the way to go. Don't jam it into a movie. That's happened with the Harriet movie. Harriet Tubman did so many different things. She's such a bad mamma jamma. They bypassed the part where Harriet Tubman was a spy for the Union Army in the Civil War for a period of time. She would like go undercover as like a slave to the Confederates, and then she was like leading the army and stuff like that. But they like bypassed that at the very end. They're like, and then she did all this stuff, and I was like, wait.
No, hold on. Let's sit in that for a second.
Give us a series. Who would we cast? I was thinking Jessica Chastain.
Ooh.
Oh, nope. Renee.
That's pretty good. No, I think you're you're 100% right. You know what's so interesting is that I like that we're letting. I'm going to say this, and you let me know what you think. I think Leslie Jones should play her. That's what I'm thinking.
I think there's other roles that Leslie Jones should play for historical people. This isn't Hamilton. If it was a musical, then sure.
Okay, then you can
Renee's
work with
in
it. Okay.
musical land. I think that Leslie Jones should play Stagecoach Mary. That's who I
Okay,
think she should
that
play. I
you'll
think
do.
she should play
Okay,
Stagecoach Mary. Yeah, yeah,
I'll
yeah.
take that. I'll take that. Perfect.
Cat uppers,
Okay.
any recommendations? We're in the casting office. We've got it's between Jessica Chastain and Leslie Jones at this point.
I smell Academy Award for casting. We're great at this agency.
I could maybe even see like an Emily Blunt. I wouldn't want them to go down like a Jennifer Lawrence category. I think that's
Right.
them trying to make it too sexy. Yeah, I think I think it's Jessica Chastain. Jessica, it's yours to lose.
And say, yeah, then she won't. Have you seen Tammy yet? The Tammy movie about Tammy Faye?
She's
Is it good?
phenomenal.
Of course it is.
Oh, you haven't
Okay.
seen it yet?
No.
No. And I think we're
Okay.
in this era of like retelling stories of like women who got a bad rap throughout, history because a lot of them did. And so she
Right.
like was one. And so you get to kind of see her isolating story and just more so of like,
Amazing.
she had a lot of good heart, especially like, she was, like televangelist, but she also was like advocating for LGBT people. Like she was, just doing some really, really great work. And again,
Amazing.
and society doesn't know what to do with women. Again, even with
Yeah.
Deborah Sampson, she was fighting in the war, and they're like,
Right.
I'm sorry, no, you did a lot of great stuff. You were at West
Yeah.
Point, you led that army, but you're gonna need to go get married now and get out of here.
Yeah.
And tell no one.
Yeah. Tell no one. Yikes. Well, this was amazing, Deborah Sampson. We cannot wait for your smash hit film starring.
Oh, wait. I would also
Up
like
there, yeah.
to propose. I think
Mhm.
you should play the younger version of her, and then Jessica Chastain can play the older version. So that's what I
I
think, like a
am way
handoff.
older than Jessica Chastain, but I will take that, and I love you. I love you. You are
You're gonna be
wonderful.
like, no, we can do this. You can do it. You'll play the younger girl. She's like, my
Right.
daddy left me, and then he died on a ship. Put you in pigtails, but no, you're gonna be fine. And
People
then
will love
we'll
it.
get you
They'll
all the way to
flock the
West
theater.
Point. We'll get you to the West Point, and then that's when they'll hand it off. Like you'll do all of that, the other stuff.
Amazing. No notes. Perfect. Listen, you're far too talented. You need to be in front of the camera. But if ever you want to stray into casting, you would also thrive. You would also thrive.
Is there anything she can't do? No.
Certainly not. Most certainly not. My sweet jam. I would like you to take a peek at the clock. Look what time it is.
It's 01 after the hour, wherever you are.
01.
Wherever you are, it's 01 after the hour.
Just let me
Renee,
say
can you
that.
take us into the next segment,
I'd love
please?
nothing more. We're going to tell you highlights from the week, things that we saw in the news. Now, I definitely teased this, but I'm going to do a deep dive because I don't understand it, and I want you guys to join along with me. So Sunday is daylight savings time. As we know, it happens twice a year, unless you're in Arizona, where in the fall, you will fall back. So you set your calendars and clocks back an hour, and in the spring you spring forward. So fall back, spring forward. Adorable. But why is this happening? Why do we have to do this to ourselves? So buckle up if you want to hear about daylight savings time, how it happened, and is there any hope of it eventually going away? So again, to recount, it is happening this Sunday. So on March 13th, clocks will move forward 1 hour with early risers rejoicing, this article says. Is anybody rejoicing about this? I don't think so. I think this article took some creative licenses to say that we're rejoicing, and it happens at 2 a.m. So you will if you look at your phone, it'll at 2 a.m. If you happen to do that to yourself, it'll get ready to click, and then it goes back to 2, which is a fun watch for everybody. Don't stay up until 2 a.m. There's no need for that. When does daylight savings time happen? We covered that. Why does this happen? Jam.
Farmers.
I'm digging it. Well, sure, but also started with Ben Franklin. May I tell you more? Would you like to hear?
Go fly a kite.
Go fly a kite, Ben Franklin. Ben Franklin, one of the founding fathers of the U.S. and noted polymath, came up with the idea of resetting clocks during the summer in order to save energy. Is also a thing. So farmers, but also to save energy. The practice became widespread on the 21st of March, 1918, as a way to reduce the number of hours homes needed lighting and electricity. So yes, it's for farmers, but it also was an electricity situation. And it became a federal law in the US in 1966, but some states opted out of daylight savings time, as they should. Arizona, American Samoa, Hawaii, Guam, Northern Marina, Puerto Rico, US Virgin Islands are like, this is dumb. And they were
Dumb.
correct to do stuff. They were correct. They knew.
It's so wild that Arizona is the only stateside one that was like, and technically California, we did vote. California, I wasn't here at the time. I was in New York, but y'all did vote. You were like, we don't want to do this anymore. And I don't understand what's happening. Like, and it's also dumb when some states do it and then other states don't do it. And then it gets confusing because when you travel to Arizona, you have to like, oh, even though it's like West Coast, you're like, oh, I got to change my clock. You're driving into Arizona and you're like, oh, I'm an hour ahead or hour behind.
Right. Yeah. Yes. All of those things. It's very, very frustrating. And I think there's also, when I was a kid, I didn't notice it at all. But like the last, I don't know, 5 years, I notice it. You're just like groggy and cranky and tired, and Monday is disorienting. And this article suggests is much based off studies. According to the National Sleep Foundation, people sleep about 40 minutes less on average on the night of the switch over to daylight savings time. So I know 40 minutes doesn't seem like a lot, but you thrive on your power naps.
No,
you know you need those.
No, it is. And again, the studies have also shown that people, because it takes some time to adjust. There's actually tends to be like more accidents. People are less productive at work. Like it's just, it's not good. And I think it's no longer. Benjamin Franklin's been gone for a long time. We can do whatever we want, everybody. We don't have to keep listening to Kite Man. I also side-eye Benjamin Franklin. Like again, not who we thought he was.
We completely understand. So now this is going to be live, so I need help understanding it. I keep thinking that I'm mad at it because it's going to make my sunshine go away. So for us, you and I get up at 5 o'clock in the morning, and then the sun has been coming up like around 5:45, which is great. And that starts to like, okay, all right, we're up. But if we spring forward, then that means the sun's not going to come up until 6:45, right? So not until 15 minutes before our show.
What I know is we will actually have more daylight in the day. Like the sun won't set until like 10 p.m.
later. So it gives you more sunshine in the evening, but I think it's going to make our mornings tough. So I think when you see us on Monday, we will start it's going to look like this.
But not for long. It'll readjust because the days will get longer. I know. I'm sorry I didn't mean to ruin your bit, but I'm
grumpy about it.
I can tell. But it'll sort itself out. It'll be just a hot second. But once you get into the summer, that sun's gonna be up at 4, and you're gonna be like, "Girl, please, I'm trying to sleep."
Please is all I ask. So that is coming to you this Sunday. Make sure to spring your clocks forward, and Monday.
Don't be out in the streets wilding, people, because that'll mess you up. You do that in the fall. You go out and you wow, because you get an extra, like some bars, it's fun because some bars are like, we'll stay open for an extra hour, and some are like, I don't care. It's 1 a.m. Get out of here.
Right.
You're like,
go.
Extra hour.
What about? That's interesting. I've never done that before. Have you watched that happen?
Never been to the bar at oh gosh, for the other what is it? Daylight savings ends in the fall. You get an extra hour. It's great. Back in my 20s.
That's amazing.
Anybody else? Anybody else? Sex for the bartenders completely. That's why some bars don't acknowledge it. They're like, no, the clocks change at 3 a.m. Sorry. Like
sorry.
Not at midnight.
Nothing we can do. We can do. All right, Jim, I got one more, but I feel like you got one as well of the news that we are seeing. Do you want to tell us about the news you got?
Let's go to Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter. We'll do this one. Yeah. Okay. Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter. I think I put the image in there, Sarah. So her daughter, Martin Luther King Jr.'s daughter, Bernice, she is dope. She's recently was commenting on Prince William's controversial remarks on Ukraine because, people are just gonna. I know it's tricky. I know it's challenging, but essentially the radical candor thing of it is to be like, hey, you're missing the point. So Prince William, he had spoken to Newsweek and he was like, everyone is horrified by what they are saying. The news every day. It's almost unfathomable to actually witness it, to see it. For our generation, it's very alien to see in Europe. We're all right behind you. So Bernice had some issues with what he said. She did put out this tweet here, and then so she put out this tweet. Sarah, I think if you are you able to see the whole thing, or we can. Oh, it's weird. My square is like so much bigger. So she said, "I believe that we have a great deal of work to do globally to eradicate what my father called the triple evils of militarism, racism, and poverty." She said, "I believe that language matters in that work, and that it is harmful for a global figure to express war as alien to Europe." Because again, like
Yeah.
Europeans also have like colonized a lot of the world. It's
Right.
also again, there just seems to be this thing that like, oh, war is something that happens to people in Africa or the Middle East.
Right.
And so again, it's also being a figurehead. It's just really important that, language matters. Language matters. And we've been
Yeah,
hearing
it
this like
does.
here in the US, we've been hearing it in the Europe that like there's still just sort of like, as someone said, racism, it's like sugar and food. It's in everything. And so we just need to read the label of all these things.
Yeah. That's, I mean, I hate that. I don't like that analogy, but oh boy. Yep. No, that's accurate. Okay. All right.
Just because you a prince don't mean you can't get some radical candor going on up in
Yeah.
here.
Thank you.
Prince. Not my
Yes.
prince.
Yes. Exactly. Thank you. Thank you. Okay. All right. Okay. Do you want to hear something slightly better, but not great?
Yeah, tell us what's going on.
I would love to tell you.
Is there a new cotton candy machine coming to Los Angeles?
I'm sure that there is, and I guarantee I'll be reporting it at some point. I can't get enough of it. Abbott Elementary, we love you so much. You're at the top of the charts. You're doing such great
Oh,
work. And this happened during, so this is highlights from the week. This was a press release on Wednesday that Abbott Elementary partners with Scholastic to provide free book fairs to underfunded schools. I know. Did you have book fairs as a kiddo? Were you a book fair kid?
100%. And
Yeah.
Scholastic was all over it. Ooh, how many books did I get? Really quick. I forgot to. Coda and Terry and Jennifer and Austin, welcome. We're talking about some news from the week. And just in time, Scholastic is partnering with Abbott Elementary, one of Renee's favorite shows. Also, it's the top of mine as well. It's hilarious.
Yeah, it's great. It's great. So book fairs are something that's happened, but I think they've gone by the wayside. So they were part of our schooling growing up, but they've gone by the wayside, and they've especially gone by the wayside at underfunded schools. So they are partnering. ABC is partnering with Scholastic to not only bring back books for kids, but they are also providing a traveling teachers lounge. So they're giving books to the teachers as well that will like elevate curriculum. Maybe Radical Candor will be there, because I feel like Radical Candor could also apply to kiddos, or at least among your own teachers back and forth, and maybe to your principal. But it's, the headline of this, the details are pretty routine, as you would expect. We're just gonna put a lot of books in schools. Yes.
Yeah, but how? Is there like a truck? Like, are there going to be shelves? Do they bring their own shelves? And do kids sign up to go in at a certain time? Like, what are the logistics of it, Renee?
How does it happen? How does that? I think they're just going. So the book fair will be back in schools. I think it's right at the time where like we're all coming out of COVID, and it doesn't make sense for us to share books, and it doesn't make sense for us to buy books. And what do we do? So they're going to bring it back, and they're going to do it in a way where the kids get to leave with a book. So we're not talking about a library. We're talking about giving books to kids, which I think is really great. And I love that they partnered with it. And I think a book fair will be featured on the show at some point.
Ooh, so walking with all these Berenstain Bears, and then like you, and that's weird. I don't remember. Do they give the parents give the kids the money, or you build later? I forget. This seems like this can get real messy real fast.
Great question. Yeah, I don't remember. I remember going
How did we pay for it?
How did we pay?
There was definitely a piece of paper, but I do feel like my mom gave me some cash or something. I was like 8.
You expect me to do? And you're just hoping I won't stop by 7-Eleven?
And there, of course, is like change. Like I just hate it. Like I rarely carry cash. I know Renee's always got cash on hand.
Always. I love cash.
You're like, I gotta run to the ATM. I've not been to the ATM in so long. Anyways, so I don't have a lot of coins, but like,
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm just so coins, like it was just such a mess. Although there was that one man who saved all those coins recently, and he had like hundreds of thousands of dollars. So
Right.
maybe there's something to it.
Interesting. All right.
Well, that is fun.
Yes.
If you do have kiddos, please let us know, how do the kiddos do the book fairs? Is there
Please.
pay later? Yeah, I'm just so curious.
Please let us know.
Here is some news. Let's see. Okay, so this is a kind of a great one. So there was a new study that found that well, never mind. This is I was wrongly optimistic. Now, if I was a different news show on a specific network, I might sound happy about this, but I'm not. So this is again about just like racism going racism. It's in everything. So there's a new study that found that neighborhoods that were redlined by federal officials during the Great Depression have higher levels of bad air pollution today. So redlining was essentially towns would draw a line and essentially carve out like black neighborhoods and, you know, Latino neighborhoods, and essentially like and offer like, oh, this house is essentially just trying to create somewhat segregated neighborhoods in your everyday city. So again, segregation, not something for the South. They called it different things. And so that is there's all this evidence here that through redlining, like I said, which the federal government used to systematically devalue homes in majority Black and immigrant communities. Essentially, what they're finding is the study is like, wow, this has really affected the health of people living in those areas for generations. So there's been this study that's happened. And researchers who are all climate scientists, they found that many historical red line neighborhoods are closer to highways. So that's bringing in traffic and industrial pollution, and it's caused an increase in asthma among children in those areas. The study also found that residents of these formerly redline areas breathe in twice as much nitrogen dioxide compared to their neighborhoods in more well-off communities. There's this doctor, Josh Apt, a professor of civil and of civil. I forget. He studies a professor of civil and environmental engineering at UC Berkeley who worked in the study, and he said the history of racist planning is so deeply ingrained in American cities, basically of any stripe anywhere. So there's a study that's happening, and that's the case.
Look at that. I hate it. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I don't know if Get On Uppers, if this was showing up for you. I think we maybe were having a little bit of a tech glitch. So if anything frozen? If anything was frozen, I think we're back now. Good as new. Good as new. Not to be compared with this story, which is bad as new. Bad.
Yeah, it is.
Bad as ever.
Bad as old. Bad as new. I
Okay.
like that because we don't want to say that
Yeah.
old things are bad.
Right. Oh,
Bad as new.
Sorry. As you report these, I can't help but think of how hard this is. I'm sorry. I'm just sorry. Thank you for telling us about it, but this sucks. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry to you. I'm sorry to all of our Get On Uppers. I'm just sorry that it's all happening.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's just about, you know, again, awareness in the same way, like for me as a man, it's important for me to understand, I have to be a feminist. I have to be like an ally. I have to like call things out and like take in as much information as I can, because it's not women who have created this unjust system, right? And so it's on all of us just to continue taking in the information because we're strong enough to be able to do it. And I always look at like, slavery didn't end because Black people were like, hey, stop doing it. It came because there were abolitionists, white abolitionists who had power, like stood up and said, or participated in the Underground Railroad. They participated and did these things. So knowledge is power. Knowledge is power. And so that's what we'll do to continue empowering ourselves, because we are resilient. We're strong enough. And sometimes we might just go look at the beach for a while, for a long while. And let that just wash over us. And then we'll come back ready to go.
Ready to roll. I love it. I absolutely love it. You know what else that I love?
That Joshua and Rashana joined the stream, and Mike.
Yes,
I love that.
Me too.
And
Carlos. We're so happy to. And Carlos. And Leslie and Austin and Jennifer and Terry and Coda. What a team. What a team. And Doug remains where Doug. I like Doug. I like him. I like all my getting uppers. I love them all. Now, here's what I was about to say is that I think I mean it. This is my favorite segment of the entire series. Not just of Friday, not just of the week, but in the 39 shows that we've done. Jam You Lion is my favorite segment. I love it. I love it so much, and I love it partially because I learned so much. But I love the presentation with which you present it. It's the most fun for me.
Look, Doug already coming in hot with Jam You Lion. I haven't even said a single thing. I also think you all just love saying Jam You Lion, so there's also that. All right, so today is Fact Friday. We do play Jam You Lion. So if you've never played before, I'm going to read you some facts. I'm going to call them facts, and you all will decide whether it's Jam You Lion or Jam That's a Fact. So if you think that I'm lying, you'll say into your device or type it into the YouTube, and you'll say, Tugboat knows. You'll say Jam You Lion. Or if you think I'm telling the truth, you'll say Jam That's a Fact. Doug already trailblazing because that's what Doug does. So today we have a special theme for today's show. And I'm going to sing a little theme song to get us into the mood. When the laundry's out of water and I think I'm in a minute and I don't think I'll never make it on time. By the time I get my books and I give myself a look, I'm at the corner just in time to see the bus fly by. It's all right, because on Saved by the Bell.
Astonished that you know every word of that. That is amazing.
I mean, I've watched hours and hours and hours of Saved by the Bell.
Only fair.
So we're gonna play the Saved by the Bell one. I'm curious, get on uppers. Do we have any Saved by the Bell fans? Do we have Renee? Did you watch Saved by the Bell as a kid?
I did, but not to the point that I will know any of these answers. So I also watched it every Saturday morning, but my retention is you've seen it.
I gotta tell you, I think I missed out when it first aired on Saturday mornings. Because when I saw it, it was on TBS in the afternoons. Because it would be on for like hours in the afternoon for on TBS. So all right, so let's do this. Okay, all right, Sarah. So with this, some of the pictures will be a reveal, Sarah. So don't reveal this next one. Stay right here. I'll tell you when to go. Okay. Right. Saved by the Bell was originally a show called Good Morning, Miss Bliss, centered around Miss Bliss in Indiana. Is that Jam That's Right? Or Jam You Lion? Jam That's a Fact? Or Jam You Lion? Saved by the Bell was originally a show called Miss Bliss, centered around Miss Bliss in Indiana. And the kids were kind of there.
That's so specific that it seems weird for it to not be true, but I also don't know anything about a Miss Bliss. Let's go with Jam That's a Fact. Jam That's a Fact.
And I think Joshua said
Jambalaya,
meaning Jam You Lion. But I do like, I also like that. You could also say Jambalaya, which sounds delicious, but I'll know what you mean. It means you're calling me a liar. No, that is absolutely correct. And we have a photo. Look at Doug said that I lied. No, I'm not lying. It's true. Sarah, can we go to the next photo? There it is. And can we make us a little bit smaller, Sarah, so we can see the full cast? Can we make Renee and I yes, love that view right there. Renee, you can jump on in. You could be here. She could do it like this.
I like to help. I like to help.
I know, but she's doing it just fine. This is helpful when the pictures are too big. We can do this. I love it. Yeah, but that's Miss Bliss. And
who are the two kids on the right and left?
On the left and the right. They did not make it to Saved by the Bell. We'll just say that. Will not make it to Saved by the Bell. And this show is mainly focused around Miss Bliss. She had like a love life. Like she was the center of the show. Mr. Belding was there. There were two other teachers. It was really more so focused on the teachers. And people were like, no one cares about the teachers. Abbott Elementary, it's not. So they got rid of her and they moved the show from Indiana to California. And in fact, there is a joke reference in Saved by the Bell, the reboot. They do mention, they're like, oh yeah, weren't we living in Indiana for a period of time? And then we ended up in California. That's that joke was.
That's Great. Okay, I'll take it.
All right.
That's wild.
All right,
Do you know who
Sarah, stay
played Miss
right.
Bliss?
Yes.
Is that the person that was
She's
the
a
original
British
Parent Trap?
actress.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
Oh, maybe. But
You know
she's
who
a
I'm
British
thinking of?
actor. No. Well,
Haley
maybe.
Mills.
Haley
Hold
Joel
on.
Osment.
Haley Mills, Miss Bliss. Hold on. Good morning, Miss Bliss. Okay.
She was in the original
Yeah.
Parent Trap as
So
the twins.
that's Haley Mills, who was in the original Parent Trap. So they
Love
kicked
your
out Parent Trap.
she was look, it's been a while, lady. When's your next
I know.
hit? Like
I know.
first season, they retooled the show, kicked her out. She was the lead and bumped her for Zach and Friends. Yeah. I do love that Lisa was always there. I will say that's one of the things that drew me to the Saved by the Bell is that like diversity matters. I was like, oh, there's the black girl. She wasn't rich in this iteration, but she was in the next one. Stay right here. Speaking of Lisa, speaking of Lisa. Zach and Lisa end up together in one episode.
Huh.
Zach and Lisa. I know everyone's always like, oh, Zach and Kelly. But for one episode, Zach and Lisa end up together. Is that Jam? That's right. Or Jam? You lying.
I want that to be right. What do we think, Get On Uppers? Kim, Paul, Aniston, so happy to see ya. So we're trying to figure out if in the early stages of Saved by the Bell, Zach and Lisa got together. Jam, that's right, Doug says. Jam, that I also want that to be right. Jam, that's right. I want it to be right.
Let's see if we have photo evidence of it. Sarah, I think we can go to the next photo. Yes, that is right. That is right. There is an episode where Zach and Lisa do end up together. Hi, Kim. We are just playing Saved by the Bell quiz here. Yeah, that is absolutely correct. They end up together in one episode. I think we have a photo though. I think the next one might show someone's not too happy about this. Is it in the next? Yeah.
No. Poor Screech.
Oh no, poor Screech. Poor Screech.
Oh, Screech.
So in this episode, Zach and Screech get into a huge fight. They're like fighting, and Lisa's like, "No, please stop." And then Screech gives like his blessing because it wasn't like they needed it. Like they were never together. Screech, you were never together with her.
Sure.
And then
Awesome.
it's one of those things. You know how things get wrapped up at the end of an episode? They never speak of this ever again.
Listen to this
for one episode
because fans hated it because we heard Screech.
No, it just I might be able to explain it a little bit later.
Okay. Oh, okay. All right.
Okay, next one. All right, Lisa. I think we can go to the next photo on this one, Sarah. I think we're good to go on it. Some of the photos are spoilers, so we're being very careful. All right, one of my favorite episodes of Saved by the Bell. So Lisa, Kelly, and Jesse form a singing group called Banana Split. Lisa, Kelly, and Jesse form a singing group called Banana Split.
Deeply love this and deeply want it to be true. I mean, I think based off that photo, they definitely did something. Is that a singing group? Maybe, but they all seem like they're at the pool. Would it be called Banana Split at the pool? Did they start a singing group, but it was called something else? Get On Uppers weigh in. What do we think? Is it?
Oh man, my heart does break because this is actually one of my favorite episodes. It's a legendary episode. It'll all make sense.
I gotta go back and watch. Let's go with. Well, there's been so many Jam That's Right that I feel like we're due for a Jam You Lion. So let's go Jam You Lion. They did start a group, but it wasn't called Banana Split, I think. Maybe.
Dang, look at Renee. She will ace that quiz even if she doesn't know exactly what's happening, but she'll use her smarts. Doug also said Jam You Lion. I am lying. They do form a group. They're not called Banana Split. Does anybody want to take a guess on what the name of their group is?
I mean, based off this photo, again, they're at the pool. So what do we think? Splish splashers? Cannonballs.
Right, cool.
SPFs. They're called SPF. Right.
Well, they're not at the pool. They're at the gym. It's a gym. I'm just gonna. I am gonna send you. This is organized by Morning Jam for next week. We're gonna watch this music video that they shot. The song. This is like one of my favorites. I was obsessed every time this episode came on. You gotta go for it, da-na-na. You gotta break a sweat, rock and roll, and you ain't seen nothing yet. Na 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 na. And Jessie is actually like Elizabeth Berkley is like a dancer. She wasn't an actress. She was like a dancer. Right. And so she finally gets to like dance it out. And then she dances it out with her top off and
sure, in a later movie. Fair. But then she makes fun of it hilariously in the reboot. So it all comes around. It's all fine. It's all
she was in a group called the group is called Hot Sunday. Hot Sunday was the group.
Cute. That's cute.
Yep. All right. Like so the next photo we have, it might be a photo or a GIF. We can go to the next one, Sarah. This infamous scene. I don't know if I'll be able to get through this. All right. So this infamous scene we see acting out right in front of her, like give this woman all the Emmys. I'm so excited. I'm so scared was a very special episode where Jessie was on Ritalin and speed to stay awake because she was class president. She needs to be in Hot Sunday, study for school, and be a cheerleader. It was too much. Is that Jam you lying? Or Jam, that's a fact.
Saturday morning in the 80s. Are we going to bring up Ritalin and speed on Saturday at 9 a.m. on a Saturday morning? I feel like we might go a little gentler. I feel like maybe we'll just use caffeine pills. I feel like maybe it'll just be a little bit too much coffee. Too much coffee. So I think Doug and I agree that Jam you lying. Maybe a little Jam you lying. Jam, you got close. She was definitely on something, but I feel like it might have been coffee. Just a little too much coffee for sweet.
Well, Renee, you're doing really, really well. It was caffeine pills. She was taking caffeine pills to stay awake. But here's a bonus one, though. They do an anti-marijuana PSA, and it ends with the cast and NBC president Brandon Tarkatif declaring there's no gain with strain.
Oh boy, I hope not. But we loved to rhyme back then, so maybe what do we think? Get on uppers. No gain with what?
There's no gain with strain.
Strain. Okay. No gain with strain. Smash hit slogan to keep kids off marijuana. Jam you lying. Though I think it's probably a fact.
No, you're lying. They actually said no. They did end the show with saying instead, there's no hope with dope. That's what
That's stupid.
That's gonna make the kids do drugs to forget about that stupid thing that you said.
That's very dumb. In the sweet defense here, have you ever been on caffeine pills? They will make you insane. They'll make you crazy.
I have not. I saw this episode and I was like not doing those. It was very effective. I was like never doing caffeine pills. I'll do everything else. She wasn't on caffeine.
Right. But no, it makes you feel like ants have taken over your body in a way. So like nothing crazy is happening up here, but you're just like, ah! So I get it. I understand. It doesn't make you act like this. It definitely makes you feel weird.
It always makes me so sad that they still couldn't just make the singing group work because they like just give her a day, she'll be fine.
I have favor the likes of which I've never asked of you, and it's unfair for me to ask of it right here on the show. Is there any way you would consider just for today, ending the show with, and I'm Renee Culvert, and there's no hope with dope? Any chance? All
right, I'll meet you there. Yeah, we do. Okay. We do need our PSA. You know, we gotta have we have to have our very special episode. Okay. I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
Right, 18 minutes, and I can't wait.
Renee's counting down. Oh my gosh. Well, that's 28 minutes, but I guess it's 18. Yeah, you're right. All right. Well, we gotta get this going here. So they did do that. So in that episode, though, I think it was like Kelly was hanging out with there was supposed to be some sort of big movie, like young teen heartthrob movie star that they were going to shoot like a PSA together with all the kids. And then Kelly gets like the lead in it, and they go to like a party, like a big like Hollywood Hills like party, and they're passing around a joint, and it gets in front of Kelly, and she's like, oh no. And like, the audience is like, ooh, because the audience is always
funny.
like
oohing
and eyeing.
Uh-huh.
And then they find out, they're like, hey, Mr. Actor guy, you've been doing drugs. And he's like, you don't know me. And then they're like, oh no, we got to shoot the PSA. And then the guy is like, comes in, he's like, I'm the head of NBC. I'll shoot this with you. And it's just the head of NBC comes in. There's no hope with dope. And that was
no hope with dope. No hope with dope. Hilarious. I am deeply entertained by this. I love it. Great.
All right. I think we have the next one. I think it's just the next one. It might be just a photo of Zach. Safe to go there. Is that the next one? The photo of Zach? Okay. So when the students wear perfect. Yeah. We'll stay here for a moment. When the students wear the fake class rings. Oh, no. Yes. Here's the next question. Okay. Yes.
Okay.
You're right.
You're
right.
Here we go.
All right. So Kelly, Tori, Jesse, and Lisa all appear in one episode together in the finale. So you've got all the kids, because there was also Tori joined the cast in the final season.
Right. I remember that. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yes. And there's one episode where they all appear together. Kelly, Tori, Jesse, Lisa, all of them. They have one scene, the graduation episode, for the finale together.
You're asking, were they all in the same scene together?
There's a scene at the very final episode, because originally Tori came in, but then Kelly and Jesse weren't there. But then on the last episode, all of them, the whole cast is there.
Seems fun. I would love for that to be true. Jam, that's a fact. But I don't know.
Jam, that's a fact. What do you think, Doug? Am I lying? What do you think? Well, Renee, everybody wishes that was true. It's a bold-faced lie. So what happened was had finished. See, Doug also called me a liar.
Right.
What happened is that they had finished shooting the Saved by the Bell, and then Kelly and Jesse were like, great, I'm done with that. Like, Kelly's like going to 90210, being a bad girl, and then Jesse's like going to Vegas and taking my top off. And so then NBC was like, no, wait, we want 13 more episodes. Like, oh God, well, the other two just left. And so then Tori comes along. She's like, okay, I'll be in the show. So then they filmed 13 more episodes. And then when they aired them, they aired the last season out of order. And so that's why there's be like some episodes where Tori's there, some episodes when Kelly and Jesse are there. And so they were never shot together. And so the last episode is a graduation episode without Tori, even though it's all taking place in the same senior year. I think they just thought like, oh, people just think the school's really big and they're just not running into each other. Even though Tori is pretty much like a combination of like Kelly and Jesse in some ways. She's, this motorcycle riding bad mamma jamma and a huge icon for lesbians. And she's a lesbian in real life. I saw her in an interview. She's a lesbian in real life.
Now that gives you hope. That feels good. That you're just like, oh, great. Oh, all right. Well, we cast it properly once. Here's evidence of us casting it properly once. I'll take it.
I just wish that they would somehow, and they asked her like, oh, are you going to be on the Saved by the Bell reboot? She's like, no one's called me. They should bring Tori in. It would be fun. They should do some sort of bit around it.
I would love that. Just in general, listen, we got ideas for days with spinoffs. Talk to Hollywood. Bring us in. We'll tell you how to fix it. I love that. That's amazing. Okay. Though I would have liked for them to all be at the graduation.
Yeah, no, it's weird and confusing. All right. Okay. Well, we can stay on this photo. Or is the next picture a photo of Zach? Is it just Zach, Sarah? Just making sure I don't give away any hints. Oh yeah, we can stay here. That's fine. When the students wear the fake class rings, Zach buys from a con artist called Gem Diamond. The rings won't come off. So when the students wear the fake class rings that Zach buys from a con artist, the Gem Diamond rings won't come off.
Can I tell you what's going on in my brain? Because I think there was there was a skin cream that turned everybody's faces red. unless that's going to be a question soon, in which case, sorry.
It's not.
For me,
No, you're good.
I feel like it didn't make their fingers green. Feel like, or maybe there was, I don't know. I don't, Doug, help. Get on uppers, help. That wouldn't come off. Though that is funny. Let's go with it. Jam, that's a fact.
No, trust your gut. Go back
Okay.
again. Rewind.
Oh, sorry.
Rewind.
No, the Jam, you lion, they turn their fingers green.
That's exactly it. It turned their fingers green. And it's one of the things that stuck with me. Like anytime I'm wearing like a ring, I still think about like, oh, will this turn my finger green if this isn't real? You know, like
How
it stuck with me.
far
Yeah.
apart was the skincare and the finger green thing?
I mean, it makes you really see that they're just really writing same old bits.
They
Same
sure
old
are.
bits, right?
Yeah. Okay. All right.
I think we can stay here for this one. The name of the gang's band in the dream sequence where they become a famous group is called Zach and Pals.
I mean, they seem to be like hot Sunday. No, Jam, you lion. I feel like they would have been sillier with it.
Oh,
What do we think,
yeah,
Doug?
yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Do you want to take a? You're right. It's not Zach and Pals. Do you want to take a stab of what the band name is? Zach is in the name of the band.
Oh, Zach is it? Zach Attack.
Oh my God! Look how much. See, you watch the show. It's stuck in your brain. Zach Attack is exactly the
name. Was it really called Zach Attack?
Yes.
That's crazy. That's nuts. Okay.
Look, there they are.
Okay.
There's the band. There they are. Do you remember the song that they used to sing? Friends forever.
God,
Friends
I do know all this.
The time. Friends. And then if you please watch the video clip because it is very much not them singing. Obviously, not them singing.
Sure. As it should be. As it should be. All right.
Jesse was not part of Zach Attack. Jesse was not a part of Zach Attack.
And that's a true story. When did this happen? Was Jessie gone? Did Jessie was not part of? I mean, she's not in the photo, so let's go with this. Okay, well, but they're friends forever. He was part of it. Oh boy. Okay, Doug, what do you think? Get on uppers. What do we think? I'm really torn over this. I'm going to go with photographic evidence based off that alone. No, she was not part of the group because she's not in the photo.
Yeah, this photo is my fault, Sarah. This photo was supposed to be played. This photo was supposed to be the reveal. But yes, that's right. She was not part for it. She just wasn't on that episode. It's really weird. Fair. Please watch the clip of Friends Forever, them singing. It is clearly not them, and it's amazing. Everyone has an instrument except for Kelly. She just walks around and
she just sings
with everybody.
Yeah, that's very funny.
Lisa's on the bass guitar, Slater's on the drums, Screech's on the keyboard, Zach's on the guitar.
Hilarious.
Okay. Let's stay here just in case. Oh wait, we can go to the next one. I think I remember what the photo is. I think we can go to the next one. Next photo. Well, let's go again. Another one. Another photo. Next one. Can we? Okay, yes. Jessie subverts the Miss Liberty beauty pageant by wearing a three-piece suit. Jessie subverts the Miss Liberty beauty pageant by wearing a three-piece suit.
Ooh. For some reason, I have her wearing something like a trash can or maybe not. They had so many silly costumes there. Three-piece suit seems good.
And Renee loves her suits.
But I also feel like that's an opportunity for them to be like, and then we're going to put her in a globe. Yeah, Jim, that's a fact.
No, actually, and this is my I couldn't find a photo. She wore actually for the Miss Liberty beauty pageant. She wore a Statue of Liberty costume. The other photo, it was kind of a trick one because they couldn't find a photo that wasn't going to reveal what the answer was because they're all standing on the panel. But you were thinking in that one, she wore a trench coat for the beauty for the. There was the Miss Bayside competition where Screech ended up winning because AC Slater had to get there was a she's all that sort of thing where he was like, oh, I bet you I can make anybody win. And then Zach bet oh, I bet you can't make Screech win. And Screech ended up winning.
Look at
And Jesse
that.
had
Oh,
to
no, that's
wear
good.
Jesse wore like a trench coat instead of a bathing
Good for
suit.
Jessie. Honestly, like, she was doing it right. Took us a while to
Oh,
catch up, but Jessie knew what was going on.
yeah, she knew, and she was this feminist. I mean, in a lot of ways, the show was doing. I mean, there is no hope of dope, but there was doing
Yeah,
a lot of progressive stuff there on this show.
I'll take it.
Um, all right, let's see if we can get it through a couple more. Zach convinces Lisa to go on a date with Jesse's evil stepbrother Eric by promising her tickets to see MC Hammer.
Say it again? Jessie, what? What?
Zach convinces Lisa to go on a date with Jesse's evil stepbrother Eric by promising her tickets to see MC Hammer.
Why would Zach need Lisa to go on a date with Jesse's evil stepbrother? Oh, is this Days of Our Life? What are we doing here? What's going on? And I also, gosh, I don't know. I'm really putting thought into this. I'm really trying very hard. But that's
Does he love
so
your Saved by the
detailed.
Bell?
That's so detailed that seems silly to. Jam, that's a fact, but why? Explain yourself.
Yeah, actually, this one I don't. I just remember that he was causing a ruckus, and she's like, "Oh, my stepbrother's here." He was causing a ruckus in like everyone's lives. I think he needed to go on a date with Kelly, and I don't really remember. This plot line escapes me, but yeah.
Fair.
We'll just go to the next one. Welcome to Tatty, John, and notification. We are doing our Jam Lion Saved by the Bell quiz. Let me see if I can burn through a couple more of these. Over the course,
we have plenty of time. Plenty, and I'm having the greatest time. We don't need a highlight reel.
Okay, great.
We're good.
Okay, great. Over the course of the series, we never get to meet Mr. Belding's wife. Over the course of the series, we never get to meet Mr. Belding's wife.
Yeah. I feel like we don't. Right? Get on uppers. What do you think? I don't think so. Right?
All right, let's go to the next
so
photo
Jam, we never get a Jam. That's a fact, I guess.
Jam Lion. They deliver the baby. They deliver the baby.
No,
This is a Tori episode.
Who has a baby?
Zach, Mr. Belding has a baby with his wife. She's all of a sudden pregnant. Just comes out of nowhere. And Zach and Tori get stuck in an elevator. There's an earthquake. Zach and Tori get stuck in the elevator with Mrs. Belding and have to deliver the baby. And this is when I learned.
This is crazy. Okay.
They have that breathing technique, and I'm like, oh, that's what you do for breathing. And then everyone's outside of the elevator also doing it as well to like help them with the breathing. So
yeah, that's wild.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
I know Renee's gonna be doing a Saved by the Bell like rewatch.
I really am. I was thinking about it because it's all on Peacock, which you know I love. And I didn't get into it, but I feel like I should. I feel like it wouldn't be that painful. Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be fun having it in the background. Screech's robot. Screech had a robot. I think we can go to the next photo. Screech had a robot. Oh, well, yes. Screech had a robot. No, that next one. Yeah, we can go to the next one. The picture with the robot, please. Please. Perfect. Screech's robot's name was Kevin. You remember he had a robot. Its name was Kevin.
Was it Kev? I mean, that's cute. That's very sweet. Yeah. But also it's God, you can really go both ways with Screech. You can see him like naming it Beep Bop Boop Giggly Dort or Kevin. You really can see Screech justifying both things. So get on uppers. Do you know? Was that robot's name Kevin? Let's go with Jam. That's a fact. The robot's name was Kevin.
It was Kevin. That's a fact. It was Kevin. It was Kevin. Yeah, you did it. Cute little Kevin robot.
Perfect.
All right, next one. There's a dance competition. We can stay on this photo because I'm not sure exactly. Yeah, let's just wait. Yeah, we can go to the one with the full cast. Perfect, Sarah. Thank you. Zach and Kelly win. There's a big dance competition. Zach and Kelly win the dance competition over Screech and Lisa, who are partnered, and Jesse and Slater. It was a big hosted by Casey Kasem, came in to host this dance
Very
competition.
exciting. This is very
And
exciting.
Zach and Kelly win.
Yes. Wait, but Slater and Jesse were the dancers. So no. Damn you lying. Damn you lying. I think either Jesse or Slater probably won because they're so good at dancing.
Wow, I can only give you half credit because you are right with Jam You Lion, but it was Screech and Lisa who won. Don't doubt. There's a photo actually. Sarah, can we go back? I think 2. There's a photo of Screech. There. Look at that. There's Casey Kasem, and he's announcing that they won. And Lisa was so mad because she got paired with Screech, and actually the pairings were was a trick question, seeing if how much you remember. Not that much. Zach was paired. Zach was paired with Jesse, and Slater was paired with Kelly.
Okay.
And there's really good dancing. There's really good dancing in
Okay.
it. They had to like split up the 2 dancers. They couldn't have Kelly.
No,
they couldn't have
them together.
AC Slater and Jesse dancing together. But Lisa, she sprained her ankle, and that's when they learned all she could do was the hop, and so they just do the hop, and then at the end,
Adorable.
Casey Kasem was like, "Do the new dance, the hop," and they won.
Adorable. And
speaking of, we can stay right here on this photo. Last one.
Okay.
Lisa sprained her ankle before the big dance competition trying to learn the MC Hammer dance in heels. Lisa sprained her ankle before the big dance competition trying to learn the MC Hammer dance in heels.
Yeah, that sounds right. That seems, yeah. Jam, that's a fact.
Jam You Lion, she kicked the TV. There was like a sale or something.
No.
There was like a sale. Or there's something, some sort of like the HGT, one of those like hot, when you used to like watch TV and like people would watch TV and order things online. Something was discontinued or something, and she was mad.
Gotcha. Okay, fair. That makes perfect sense. Okay.
Well, there it is. You got Saved by the Bell.
Yes, you did. It's all right.
Did pretty good, Renee. You had a good stretch of like knowing some things.
Well, hey, thank you so much. It really is. You have made such a good point that boy, it's in the lexicon, isn't it? Whether it is deep within the crevices of my brain, or the notion of just like, no, there's a lot of things that we go like Zack Attack started at Saved by the Bell. Who knew? Crazy.
Yeah, it's like in your head. It's so good. I watched all of these episodes so many millions of times. I did take a quiz and I got like 29 out of 50.
That's pretty good.
Not great. They were like,
think it's pretty
you know
good.
what? It was from Vulture. I'm a little miffed because they said 29 out of 50. You're more of a Lisa. Like you're there, but you're kind of expendable, which I thought was incredibly rude because Lisa was my favorite character from Vulture, which tends to be pretty. Like, I guess you named the black girl the expendable one. Okay. Yeah,
no, we're gonna write a few letters about that. That's gonna be a
and I know we're almost out of time here, but I do want to say, I don't know if you know this, but Lark Voorhees, she's had a lot of medical issues, like, and so that's why she wasn't really there on the first season as much. People were so mad because the pilot came out, she was nowhere to be found, but she suffers from bipolar disease, and it makes it sometimes really hard for her to focus and concentrate. I saw a heartbreaking interview with her on Dr. Oz, and she had actually was talking about she was there with her doctor, and she was talking about how it was really hurtful for her to not be involved in the production, and that's why she doesn't show up until like the 6th or 7th episode in the first season, and then the second season they give her a full episode for her to really be there. So
which was great, and it was good to see that. I didn't know that was going on. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. And remind me again what that slogan was about dope.
No, you have to remember on your own because the show's almost over. So we'll see what you say.
All right. You'll see what I say.
All right, Renee, get on uppers, the ones that I hope we didn't lose. This is when Renee and I just do a segment that we're like, well, we love this.
There's
And
fun for us.
we had a good time. But get on uppers, closing it out. What are you going to forget about this weekend? Maybe that last segment. I mean, what are you going to forget about this week? What are you going to leave behind? What are you going to leave behind in this week? Renee, for you, it's Forget About It Friday. Forget About It Friday. We're going to close out the show. What are y'all going to leave behind in this week? Renee, how about for you?
Yeah, I am in both this show and in my job. I am starting to like take on new roles, and it hasn't been smooth. So I get frustrated that I can't that I'm not just going into it perfectly. So I'm going to forget about the frustration. Just keep trying. You just got to keep trying. Just got to keep trying, because my natural instinct is to quit. You just got to keep trying. So that I'm going to forget about the frustration. Keep trying. How about for you? What are you going to forget about this week?
Resilient. Let Deborah Sampson, let the ghost of Deborah Sampson haunt you to keep going forward.
Dig out that bullet. Dig out that bullet.
Yeah, keep going. Keep going. That's why I love history, because like I remember when I watched the Harriet Tubman movie, I was like, well, my life's not that. Like, it's so inspiring to see what this woman like persevered through. So that's why I think I love history so much. I think I'm just gonna let water off a duck's back, just like let things, go. I think that's just the little small things. They're like little paper cuts. I'm gonna put some lotion on and heal my hands, like metaphorically.
Easy peasy. Easy peasy. I love it. I love it. I love it so much. All right, you want to let these sweet sweeties get on out of here? Remind them again what their homework assignment
is. But I have to.
Okay,
so don't forget, Monday, it's our Marvel movie Monday, and we are making our way through the Marvel Cinematic Universe in timeline order. Last week we watched Iron Man, and this week, believe it or not, Iron Man 2 is the next one. Again, MCU had no idea what they were doing, so they were like, do we just do another Iron Man? Like, yeah, that's what we do. Okay, so we're getting Iron Man 2 is our next one that we'll be watching. You'll see a brand new War Machine. Goodbye, Bryce Dallas, Terrence Howard, never to be seen again.
Okay,
but we'll be reviewing that on Monday, and we're gonna go over like Manic Monday. We have more women's history moments, so many great things. So we'll be sure to see y'all here on Monday at 7 a.m. Pacific, 8 a.m. Mountain, 9 a.m. Central Time, 10 a.m. Eastern, and then if you're across the Atlantic, you'll figure it out.
Love it. I love it. I think that sounds absolutely perfect, and I can't wait to have him. And we've got more programming right where you are right now. Up next is Anthony Davis, then your pal Hal, and Mario Smith. We'll be ending the day. So much good stuff right here.
So much good stuff. Stay right here. And hi, Jeffrey, but also goodbye, Jeffrey. We're so glad that we got to say hello to you and goodbye. Just an aloha. A general aloha means hello and goodbye. And so don't forget to go to www.backchannel.tv, hit that leave a review button, and send us your thoughts about the show. We would love to hear from you. Tell them how great you love it. You love that Save with the Bell Jam You Lion quiz today. Well, thank you all for watching. Get on up. I'm James Arthur M.
And I'm Renee Colvard. And remember, when you smoke dope, there's absolutely no hope.
Remember, there's no hope with dope. Thank you for watching. Get on up, everybody. You just got on up.
Bye, guys. Have a